Suckled Brats 24-pack, books 1 to 24. Breastfeeding Erotica, Lactation Erotica, Breeding Erotica Collection. Written by Millie King, narrated by Edie Olliver.
Farmer Gregor's Prize Milk. Suckled Brats 1. Farmer Gregor had raised dairy cows for years, and Amber was one of his best. Her milk was the talk of the farmer's market. It fetched a hefty price due to its richness and limited supply. People would use it in cakes to give it a velvety decadent texture, or put it in coffees for the ultimate morning pick-me-up. Others would drink it by the glass and savor the sweetness that no other milk quite achieved. Mr. Gregor was proud of Amber, and rightly so. All good things must come to an end, though, and this good thing came to an end in a way so strange that I dare say you won't quite believe me. You'll have to forgive my accent, by the way, and I hope it doesn't come across too British. I'm afraid Mr. Gregor and I are as English as they come, right the way down to our tea drinking and his tweed caps and jackets. He fell short of smoking a pipe, although I think that's only because his wife won't let him. Anyway, I digress. Our story begins late one stormy night. The barn door was going crazy in the wind and must have come off the latch. The second I heard it, I was sprinting from my bedroom where I stayed as part of my job. The last thing you want is the cows getting out on a night like this. So I ran across the muddy courtyard to the barn and thankfully managed to barricade the door shut before our inquisitive bovines had planned their escape. I double-checked for Amber, as she was the one cow we couldn't afford to lose. She seemed fine, although a little shaken by the rumbling storm overhead. I don't think my flashlight pointed directly at her face was much help either. I stayed with the cows a while as they mooed uneasily, shuffling on their feet and unable to sleep a wink. I wasn't surprised. Out here there wasn't much shielding you from the wrath of the elements. Suddenly there came a deep grumble of thunder. It started in the distance and came closer, as though the storm was targeting Mr. Gregor's farmstead in particular. I wondered perhaps if one of his milk rivals had hired a shaman to send over a thunderstorm. Honestly, you can't put it past these people. They take their milk very, very seriously. The barn was cold, but the cows' coats are quite thick. It's their breed, you see. A benefit of that is that you can snuggle up against them if you happen to find yourself outside in a storm. For 20 minutes I stayed, and all the while the rumble grew nearer until the cracks and flashes of thunder were visible outside. They lit up the sky, sparking through the sheets of rain that poured down. It was like the damn apocalypse. Mr. Gregor was a deep sleeper and wasn't rousing, despite the incessant mooing of the worried cattle. Amber seemed more frightened than most. She was shaking and shivering, and her silence was a stark contrast to the animated noises of the cows around her. She was shaken up all right. I stayed until the storm passed, leaving only the rain in its wake. When things had quietened down and the animals seemed settled, I locked them in the barn and walked back to the house. After toweling off and getting warm, I managed to sleep, waking only a few hours later to the sound of Mr. Gregor downstairs in the kitchen. "Fetch me some milk, Agnes," he shouted up to me. I know. Agnes is a terrible name. My father was nothing if not traditional, and unfortunately the men in his family often named their firstborn daughters after their own mothers. It made Grandma Agnes happy, but I'd have preferred Amber's name in all honesty. "Coming, Mr. Gregor?" I cried from the bedroom above. I was on the clock almost 24/7, but Mr. Gregor paid well, and the views from my bedroom window were to die for. I dressed quickly in my gown and Wellington boots. Not the most chic of outfits, of course, but it gets the job done. I ran back into the courtyard and noticed that Mrs. Gregor's car was gone already. On Fridays, she'd sometimes
Sample complete. Ready to continue?